Josh Taylor, do we?
Josh Taylor.
Josh Taylor, do we?
Hey, great career. What?
Oh, you gonna do it? Go ahead.
Pound for pound list. Man, you was one of them guys. I salute to you. Yeah, he was one of them guys. I couldn't believe how he beat my boy Regis. Great fight. Yeah. I thought Regis was gonna get that one, but can't believe how my boy T.O. beat you. I thought you was gonna get that one, but a hell of a career. Shout out to Josh Taylor. Did he? I heard some. I never knew it was speculations by him. I didn't know that.
In what?
I ain't gonna say it. I like it. I like it too much. Speculations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, speculation being extra strong.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that was the thing?
No, not particularly.
Oh, okay,
if it's
cool.
what I think you're talking about. No.
What they doing, man?
Not anymore, less than your normal.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hey, shout out to him. He think all of them do it.
No, I don't. Maybe. I don't know. Anything's possible.
But shout out to Josh Taylor. Sean been in the camp with him?
No,
the camp or
in the
just one?
camp. He just showed up and.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know the
showed
story.
up trying to be a bully over here.
Oh,
He wanted to smoke.
was he that young guy getting in the ring? He like, hey,
absolutely.
All right, hey, relax.
Absolutely. And here's the crazy thing. I remember hitting him once and he came back for more. I was like, oh, we ain't come here for all this today. I didn't, damn it. What is happening?
Sean believing in a calm you down lick.
Yeah, and he didn't calm down. My dad, but that made my dad like, yo, he's next.
Yeah.
Because he saw him in the ring with me and fight
Didn't
me
quit.
and well, not even. It wasn't like I just sat down on some stuff and but it was like I'm hitting him and the dude is still like, being him,
Good Josh Taylor.
Really good boxer. Like I've said this before, I hate retiring guys on the show, but it just kind of seems like, that's where else do you go if you're Josh Taylor at this point, I actually thought this was a good boxing match for him. I hate that his hand didn't get raised. Based on what I saw from this fight, he looked like he still got a little bit left.
Okay, all right.
He looked like he still got a little bit left.
I tell give him a fight.
No, I know what Sean's saying. Like he doesn't see a shot fighter.
Yeah.
He's he just sees a guy not
the same.
Doesn't have the juice, the pep in his step. It's just a little bit of everything has taken a tick down. It's not like he's just falling off a cliff. It's a couple of things at play. He's a tweener. He's too big to make 140 now, but he's a little light in the ass frame wise at 147 because Essuman wasn't the more explosive puncher.
Right.
He was just the more physically strong welterweight.
Right.
And like that body work and those little short right hands, they had an effect on Taylor. Sean could speak to this way better than me, but can you explain it like when guys are physically strong and they hit you, it's a different kind of impact than someone who really has like explosive snap and power or even heavy hands, but physically strong guys, they're not going to remove you from your senses, but you feel it. And it's,
kind of like when I spar with Big Ass over here, he was
strong.
He's strong and he's touching me and it's moving me, but it was nothing that made me concerned. I wasn't concerned about him landing something and it having
with something big.
and it having something and it doing something crazy to me. And I think that's kind of the difference there. You'll see some guys are just physically strong, and I think that guys that are physically imposing in the ring, they believe in their strength. And you have other guys that sit back and wait on that punch. They believe in their power. See the difference there?
Okay.
That's kind of
because that's what this fight looked like in the first half a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of what it is. And not to say that guys that are physically imposing don't have power. I'm just saying that there's a small difference. Usually the guys that are imposing their will, one or two things. Either that's their style and they know how to implement their strength to the best to get the best of their opponent, or they're strong and kind of like out of control and this is all I know to do, whereas again with guys that have power, a lot of those guys tend to sit back and wait on that power, or you got the other guy that's going to double jab you and feint you and find it and land it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the difference there. And I feel like Essuman, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like he was just a little bit more, he was physical, but not snapping power,
But he was getting it. He was getting after it. And Taylor, meanwhile, because the puncher wants, in order to generate that power, they got to throw the shot a certain way, certain amount of leverage. So sometimes maybe that's why they're waiting, and because you think puncher, you think aggressive, and it's not always.
Yeah, it's not always.
Right. Taylor faded in this fight, and that's what lost him the fight on the scorecards. First half of the fight was good. It was a shootout, pretty much. And
and that's what makes you would give you the indication that he's almost done. And how do you say it? Rigorou. Because that's how you say it, right?
Yeah,
oh my God, didn't I say that the other day? But
said something crazy, but it's all good.
Rigorou, I think he said it after his last fight. I can't do 12 anymore.
Damn.
You know? And it's like, well, if you can't do 12 anymore, but you still want to perform, why don't you try a shot at 10? The problem with that is
no title fights at 10 rounds.
No title fights at 10 rounds.
Less money?
The money declines as well.
Like Pacquiao Barrios, if it was a 6-round fight, I might have to pick Pacquiao, right? But
Shout out to Pacquiao.
It's a 12-round fight.
Shout out to Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Would you rather a exciting 6-round fight or a decent 12-round fight?
Exciting
6-round fight.
Always. Exciting 2-round fight.
Yeah. The girls.
Yeah.
What girls do 2 rounds?
What?
I sound like he said 2 rounds.
No, tell me
he said 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
2 rounds. I'm saying Larry Merchant used to say, I'll take 1 exciting round over 12 ones.
But it was what, Tommy Hearns and your boy?
Raylan and Mark Hagler, yeah.
Hey,
Right.
give me that.
Yeah. In 8 minutes, their fight gets talked about more than 99.9% of all fights of all time. So, yeah.
Well, that's what I see coming from Josh. It looks like, doing 12 is just not in the question anymore. That's not in the cards anymore. And again, if you do a 10-rounder against Regis, that might not be a bad fight.
Be a fun fight.
It might be a fun fight to watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think that boxing is just in this hole, and I think that boxing needs to figure out how to get out of this hole. And one of those holes are, like we always say, fighters don't have enough fights, and fighters aren't fighting consistent enough and all that kind of stuff. Well, again, let's talk about the 12-round fighter that just can't do 12 anymore, but he could do 10 hard. Like match up a good 10-round fight and promote a great 10-round fight. Why do we have to promote big fights around belts? The belts ain't fighting.
It's true. There's definitely room for Dan Raphael used to call it fun old guy fights.
I ain't talked to him in a minute.
Fun old. He would call Taylor and Prograis, even though
I ain't heard the name in a minute.
Yeah.
Everything that's been going on. Where he been?
He's still out there
doing his thing.
Because I ain't see him in New York.
Yeah.
Don't he live in New York?
I don't know. No, I think it is. Well, I'm sorry, Dan. I don't know if you want people to know what state you live.
Probably,
but he's on the East Coast, not New York, but he's on.
Y'all be snitching on board.
Yeah, how many people you think out there got? You next.
You already did it. Hey, did I tell you about this time this dude sent 20 people to my house and he was at the fight? Crazy. Don't trust N-words. N-words. Because it happened. Look, he almost spit.
Was that?
Somebody, that was Crawford Spitz.
Yeah, was that, what's his name?
Yeah.
I was on the phone with him the other day, too.
Ignorant. You're an ignorant N-word. You lucky I want to say it.
Yo, funny,
ignorant.
He was talking about you the other day. He said he liked you. He said he liked you the other day.
Ignorant. That was ignorant. Why you bring all the people in my house, man? He said it was just you and your boy. Your boy didn't even show up. But how y'all like this for Josh Taylor? Kenneth Sims Jr.
Uh-huh.
Blair Cobbs.
Blair Cobbs is fun. Kenny's at 140.
Wait, up in here. Oh, he went down 140? They had him up
He
in
been
here.
at 140.
147. I don't know why, but so Blair Cobbs.
I like Blair. Like that fight. But I think the number one thing is you really do gotta understand that if he is gonna fight again, he's gonna be very specific and strategic with who he fights.
He also has to fight more. He's fighting 1 fight a year since 2019.
I mean, you could easily argue he hasn't really won a fight since he beat Ramirez.
3 fights.
Because a lot of people thought Catterall won that
That was
first
a
fight.
sexy fight, though.
Oh, it was. And
That fight was sexy.
Antt was appropriate to start by giving him his flowers because he did that. He was the 4-belt, 140-pound champion. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.